From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Monday, November 23rd, 2015. I'm Ann Gownley. Hazleton City Council meets tomorrow night and will consider outgoing Mayor Joe Yanuzzi's final budget. Yanuzzi's budget calls for a property tax increase of 0.63 mils for a total taxation rate of 5.14 mils, doubling hourly parking meter rates to $1, reinstating a maintenance fee for the stormwater system, and increasing the earned income tax by about 19%. The budget also includes a plan to restructure debt to absorb $1.4 million in legal fees the city owes the American Civil Liberties Union lawyers and other attorneys who challenged the IIRA in court. The earned income tax would be set at 1.6% for residents and 1.85% for non-residents. Of that 1%, it would be for the general fund, while the balance of resident and non-resident levies would be applied to pensions. The incoming council and incoming mayor, Jeff Cassat, will have 45 days to change the budget that they inherit. 3 people are without a home tonight after a fast-moving blaze struck a set of row homes along the 100 block of Origsburg Street in Tamaqua. Firefighters got the call around 8:45 p.m. to the area of 129 Origsburg Street for a working structure fire. They arrived to see heavy fire and smoke pouring out of the front and rear of 129 and 131 Origsburg Street. It took firefighters just over an hour to gain control of the blaze. 2 vehicles parked on Origsburg Street were also destroyed by the fire. According to Tamaqua Borough Assistant Fire Chief, the fire appears to have started on the first floor of 129. He added that it is still under investigation. Also be given at any Wells Fargo branch office by mentioning that if you want to donate to Tamaqua Origsburg Street Fire Victims Fund. Monetary donations or gift cards can be dropped off at the Tamaqua Salvation Army on West Broad Street in Tamaqua. Checks must be made out to Tamaqua Origsburg Street Fire Victims Fund. A Sunday night fire in Barnesville left 5 people homeless. Our Julie Stefanovich has more on how you can help those fire victims.
Emergency crews responded to 252 Hillside Drive around 6:30 p.m. Sunday night for a working structure fire. Alice Schmierfield, her 3 children, and boyfriend made it out of the home safely. The house has been in her family for 8 generations. The family did not have insurance on the property and is now staying with relatives in West Penn Township. The Tamaqua Volunteers Group has set up an online fundraiser at youcaring.com/family and kids. Donations can also be dropped off or mailed to the Salvation Army at 105 West Broad Street in Tamaqua. Checks can be made out to Barnesville Hillside Drive Fire Victims Fund. Donations are also being accepted at any Wells Fargo Bank branch office. For more information, you can contact the Tamaqua Volunteers Group at 570-668-1234. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. A 22-year-old Philadelphia man was arrested following a robbery investigation by Butler Township Police at the Keystone Job Corps Center. According to police, Emmanuel Giddings said that he and another student allegedly forced a 19-year-old to open his dormitory room, and once inside, they physically assaulted him and stole items from his pants pocket. Some of those items included a debit card and headphones. The victim, who is still unknown, was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton for facial injuries. Giddings was charged with robbery, criminal conspiracy to commit robbery, simple assault, theft by unlawful taking, and similar charges. His co-conspirator is a 16-year-old juvenile who has not been named due to his age. His charges will be filed in juvenile court. Giddings is behind bars at Luzerne County Prison in lieu of $20,000 straight cash bail. Hazleton police are investigating a reported robbery on the northwest side late Sunday morning. An intruder forced his way into a home in the 300 block of West 6th Street. That's between Vine and Alter Streets around 11:30 a.m. The resident was home at the time and got a look at the suspect. The suspect saw the resident and took off. The would-be thief is a white male in his mid-20s, about 6 feet tall. He was wearing a dark-colored hoodie at the time. Anyone with information is asked to call police in Hazleton at 570-459-4940 or dial 911. A standoff with a man holding a woman hostage in Nanticoke Saturday afternoon. Police were called to Park Street around 4:30 p.m. for a report of a man waving a handgun around inside the house and threatening to shoot his girlfriend. She identified him as 38-year-old Daniel Dotsett, her old live-in boyfriend, and said he got upset because she wanted to go to New York with their son. Dotsett barricaded himself inside the home. Police negotiated with him for about 45 minutes before he finally surrendered after being tased. 3 Nanticoke officers received minor injuries in the ensuing struggle. Dotsett was charged with several counts and arraigned overnight in the county prison. Hazleton police arrested a man on a suspicion of DUI after he hit 3 parked cars and tried to run from the scene. It happened around 3 o'clock Sunday morning in the 700 block of East Diamond Avenue. 24-year-old Adrian Vega Caba was picked up near the accident scene, and he didn't get far before the car he was driving broke down. He was driving a 2001 Acura owned by Amber and Ashley LeGrand of Freeland. He's facing several charges. Well, it's time now for a first look at our forecast. It's a sunny but cold way to begin our work week here in northeastern Pennsylvania. But what can we expect for the rest of the week? WYLN's Gary Perna is filling in tonight for Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk, and Gary joins us now with the details. Gary?
Well, Ann, I decided I was going to come outside to the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center to get a first look at our forecast. Let me tell you something. If you were outside at all today, you know, it was pretty cold, and at this 5:30 hour, I could still see my breath, and it's bad things to come weather-wise. We're going to see some dips in the forecast for a little bit, but it could be getting a little bit warmer for, of course, Thanksgiving and that Black Friday shopping everyone's waiting to do. We'll have the complete details of your forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes. Ann?
Thanks, Gary. Well, coming up next, we'll hear from the host and executive producer of Warrior Summit Outdoors, which is now heading to the national stage, and it's produced locally here by WYLN. Plus, a look back at the 2015 Wilkes-Barre Christmas Parade. Stay tuned. More news is headed your way only on WYLN.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, Weather with Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk, Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and Gabriella Justin.
Family owned and operated, the experienced professionals at Lehigh Tire have served the residents of the greater Hazleton area for over 55 years. From our full line of passenger, light truck, and commercial tires to our automotive services including tune-ups, inspections, oil changes, and alignments.
Every time I've ever done business here, they've been very polite, straightforward, and the job gets done quickly and right.
Find the right tire for the right price today at Lehigh Tire.
Combined Insurance makes it easy to protect you and your loved ones by paying cash directly to you when you need it most. Whether you're looking for accident and sickness, disability, or life coverage, Combined Insurance has a policy to meet your needs and fit your budget. Call John Ravello, 570-499-0504 for an appointment to help determine the best coverage for you. That's John Ravello, 570-499-0504.
Well, WYLN is proud to announce that a show produced here at WYLN will now also be launching nationally. WYLN's Gary Perna has more.
Warrior Summit Outdoors is going national. The show, hosted by combat veteran retired Staff Sergeant Eric Olson, is dedicated entirely to the purpose of healing combat veterans, healing the emotional scars of war in an outdoors environment, in order to be part of the solution to the veteran suicide epidemic. But how did the show get its start?
Well, after my husband was medically retired due to combat injuries in spring of 2014, I was afraid he was going to sit at home the whole time and be with me, and I needed him to get out of the house. So I remember saying to him when he was sort of struggling with, I don't know what to do, trying to find a purpose post-combat, and he had his own struggles after combat with the emotional scars of war, I said, why don't you just think about maybe hosting an outdoor show on WYLN 35 locally? He really then took it to an entirely new level, coming up with the concept of not just doing another outdoor show, because those are a dime a dozen, truly doing a show that is a veteran-hosted, veteran-focused show. And so I'm just excited for him, and yes, he's out of the house, so that's a good thing too.
After producing nearly a dozen episodes locally, the show was submitted to U2 America for national broadcast consideration. WYLN has entered into a contract agreement with U2 America and will begin airing the first 13 episodes of Warrior Summit Outdoors beginning in January of 2016.
I mean, the nice thing about Warrior Summit Outdoors is it's entertaining, but it's also a show that's about saving lives. And that's really why my husband and I created the show back in June of 2014 locally. We did it so that we could maybe make an impact on local veterans and have them see that there was an alternative to isolation and holding up after combat. And many were self-medicating, and sadly, some were committing suicide. And so to be able to now take our message and expose it to 35 million households across the nation, that's just educating more people in America, and it's educating more veterans across the country and letting them know they're not alone, there's an alternative.
It means a lot to me. And after doing 3 combat tours, I've realized that, as you've seen in the news with the VA issues and with the issues of medical retirement taking so long for other veterans, in combat, we looked out for the guy to the left and the right of us. We always had his back. We always had his six, if you will. And when we come home from war, we seem to scatter to the 4 winds, and we're not looking out for each other. Well, this is a show that's about bringing that back. Bringing back guys, getting out with each other, getting out into the woods, healing from combat, and trying to save lives from the veteran suicide epidemic.
The show highlights a lot of organizations right here in the greater Hazleton area that support local veterans.
You know, so often in the greater Hazleton area, we hear negative stories. And this whole community should be excited and really proud that we have created something locally, often featuring local veterans, often featuring locally based organizations. And now we're going to expose a message across the country and do something really positive and really life-saving. That's something really powerful and good coming out of the greater Hazleton area.
Programming for U2 America is available via broadcast and cable, reaching 35 million households nationwide. And it's also seen right here on WYLN TV.
I am so appreciative of the team at WYLN 35. So many people in this place have had something to do with this show, and really appreciative that Barry J.S., our general manager, and the Gans family backed the show's concept from its inception. Joe Gans is a Vietnam veteran himself, F-4 fighter pilot, and he understood as a Vietnam veteran what it was like to struggle post-combat. And so he understood the importance of our message, and truly it's just been a wonderful partnership among all of us to be able to jointly take this now to a national audience.
Olson said the show shows the camaraderie between veterans.
Well, the camaraderie among combat veterans is an unbreakable bond. And to get guys out and doing different things that they may not have been doing ever in the past it's fulfilling to me. And I know it's fulfilling to the guys that are getting out and doing it.
Again, Warrior Summit Outdoors, which is produced locally right here at WYLN TV, will be going national in January of 2016. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
Thank you, Gary. Coming up, more news is headed your way, plus a look at this year's Wilkes-Barre Christmas Parade. Stay tuned. It's all headed your way only on WYLN.
There is something new to look for at your local SureSave supermarket. And quite frankly, when it comes to quality and price for your food, it's the best yet. The best yet means hundreds of items packaged at the peak of perfection and priced for the family budget. Look for the best yet label at your locally owned SureSave supermarket. When you see it, be assured of the great taste at a great price whenever you need it. From canned to fresh to frozen, for quality products at a better price, the best yet, now at your local SureSave supermarket.
We're here. We're here to fight this. We're here with board-certified oncologists. We're here with access to genetic counseling, clinical trials, and the most advanced treatment options. We're here with the strength of the region's leading health network. And now we're here in Hazleton, the new LVHN Cancer Center. We're here for you.
Did you know that suicide rates are on the rise in Luzerne and Wyoming counties? Did you know that over 100 Americans commit suicide every day? And did you know that you can help prevent suicide? I'm Jeffrey Waugh, and I'm here to tell you there is help. If you or someone you know is depressed, dial 800-273-TALK or the emergency helpline at 211. For more information and suicide prevention tips, visit any of these websites. Together, we can save lives.
Has officially begun in Wilkes-Barre, and the city welcomed Santa Claus and lit the Christmas tree in Public Square during its annual Christmas parade.
The city of Wilkes-Barre was looking a little bit like Christmas as thousands of people lined South Main Street and Public Square awaiting the 2015 Wilkes-Barre Christmas Parade. Mayor Tom Layton, who was this year's Grand Marshal, was thrilled the parade was finally here and says he couldn't have done it without the help of the city and the many sponsors who donated to make sure the parade was possible.
A great turnout for our Christmas parade. It's a great way to start the Christmas season. And you look around, all the people here, all the children and their grandparents and their parents. 12 years ago, they had nowhere to go. Now they're going into the shops, they're going to the restaurants, they can go to the movies, they go to the Boscov's and do some Christmas shopping. It's just a great parade for the downtown and for the business in the city of Wilkes-Barre. So we're very happy.
This year's parade also marks Layton's last parade as mayor, and to him, he says it was bittersweet.
For 12 years, it's been a fantastic parade. And again, it's seeing the faces of the children so happy, smiling, and getting ready for Santa Claus to come. And when Santa Claus comes around the corner and the kids see, there's nothing like seeing the excitement and the smiles on their faces. And not only the children's faces, but the parents and the grandparents. And that really makes this all worthwhile.
And what would the Christmas parade be without Santa Claus himself? Santa made his way into Public Square on the McCarthy Tire float, as he does each and every year. After the parade, children of all ages were able to sit on Santa's lap and let him know what they wanted for Christmas. Lieutenant Ted Tressel of the Wilkes-Barre Salvation Army talked with us about the holiday season and what it means to the Salvation Army.
Well, we're just here to serve the community, to reach out and do something nice to give back. We're partnering with the Lions Club of Wilkes-Barre to give away hot dogs and hot chocolate, coffee, just to say something nice and do a good deed, if you will, to warm up a heart, maybe fill a stomach. And this is sort of a thank you maybe in advance as we solicit donations from the community with our annual Red Kettle campaign. And those donations also come right back into our communities to buy toys and food for Christmas, to meet needs that are this time of year, but also throughout the whole year. This is our major fundraiser for the whole year.
The tree, which stands in the center of Public Square, was donated by a local family. Don Stevens says he was happy to donate the tree for all to enjoy this holiday season.
Well, it's about 30 years old. I planted it when it was about 3 feet tall, and it's watched it grow when I was growing up, and it was time for it to go because it had outgrown its space, and thought the best way for it to go out in a blaze of glory was to donate it to the city for the holiday decoration.
WYLN was proud to broadcast this parade live thanks to Service Electric and Communications of Wilkes-Barre. The rebroadcast times for the parade will be available tomorrow, so if you missed it live, there will be plenty of chances to catch it again.
And not only will we show you those broadcast times tomorrow here on WYLN, but we'll also have it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WYLN News, so you could see it there. If you weren't able to see it live, it certainly was a wonderful parade, and we were happy to be a part of it once again. Well, coming up, we'll have another check-in with the weather. That and much more coming up here on WYLN.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicapped accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings. business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Tickets are now on sale for the annual Sounds of the Season concert at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton. Ring in the holidays with performances by the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana and the Freeland Community Choir under the direction of Jackie Wetzel. The audience will be invited to join in the singing of traditional holiday music along with full orchestra and chorus. Advance tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. Sounds of the Season is brought to you by these businesses. WYLN is proud to announce a huge technical upgrade to our channels that will bring a better digital picture and expanded coverage area to viewers all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. In addition to Channel 35.1 in Hazleton, you can watch a crystal clear picture in Berwick and Columbia County on Channel 47.1 and in East Stroudsburg on Channel 24.1. And we're proud to announce Pennsylvania's newest TV station, Channel 9.1 in Williamsport, serving Lycoming, Montour, Northumberland, and Union counties. Now more than ever, WYLN is your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News, everyone. I'm Gary Perna, and we're outside here for your weather forecast. Of course, where else would we be? And let me tell you something, it is still pretty cool out here tonight, and it's expected to be pretty cold for the rest of the night. We're going to see lows in about 24 degrees overnight tonight, so make sure you have all your windows closed, you get some extra blankets on the bed, and cuddle up to that loved one you have at home tonight. Going to be cold. Moving into Tuesday, here we're going to have partly cloudy skies, high of about 40, so we're not going to get really too warm out tomorrow, even though it's going to be partly cloudy, and a low for tomorrow at 26 degrees. On Wednesday, we're going to see some sunny skies out there, 45 degrees for your high with a light wind, and Wednesday night about 32 degrees. Now Tuesday and Wednesday are some very big travel days for everyone, so if you're traveling, have some good conditions for traveling. It'll be a little cool out, just beware of that. And then on Thanksgiving Day, of course that's Thursday, we'll have partly cloudy skies with a high of 53 degrees outside with some light winds, nothing too major, and again, it'll cool down to about 40 degrees Thursday night. And as we head into Friday, of course, Black Friday, a lot of people will be out shopping, getting those deals first thing in the morning. It's going to be cold in the morning for heading out into Friday. During the day, we're going to see cloudy skies. We're going to have a southwest wind at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Your high for Friday right now is looking about 55 degrees. Friday night, though, there are some chances for showers as we move through the night, so that low about 39 degrees. So just watch for that. Right now we're looking at about 70% chance of rain. Stay with us here on WYLN. Eric DeBerardinis is next with sports.
WYLN TV 35 has strong ties to the community, as evident in its commitment to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hand Society telethons. WYLN's commitment to northeastern Pennsylvania continues with a broadcast of Hazleton's Funfest Parade and both the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants of Spare Hill Flag, and throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other events. WYLN, we're your local network.
On the next Warrior Summit Outdoors, I think about warriors of days gone by. They recovered from combat in the great outdoors. And as part of looking back into history, I'm going to visit the manufacturer of an old-fashioned rifle, the muzzle-loader flintlock. History can teach a lot, and we'll be learning on the next Warrior Summit Outdoors.
Friday was full of football district championships. Marion Catholic and Tri-Valley separated by just 32 miles, but had met previously just 2 times on the gridiron. The third meeting with more at stake than ever before. The Colts and Bulldogs going for the District 11 Class A title. Marion's KJ Snur scores on their first possession, then moments later, Snur strikes again, following a huge hole up the middle for 6 more. And that's a 13-0 lead just 4 minutes in. The Colts a different team when he's healthy. Tri-Valley relying on quarterback Jaden Buchanan to get them back in it. Keeper up the gut here. A slight bobble slows him down just enough for Marion to drag him down inside the red zone. Then Buchanan looks like he's going to score from 3 yards out, but ball knocked loose, and see if you can spot number 59, Josh Skotek. Strip, recovery, and run. And it's a long run. 97 yards. Takes a little longer than normal, but no Bulldogs catch him or really try to. That's a big boy touchdown, Marion up 19-zip. Skotek in the backfield all night. He'll have another sack before the play really ever begins. And Marion Catholic, your District 11 Class A champion by a 33-0 final score. They move on to states in a matchup with Bishop McDevitt on Friday. In the other District 11 championship featuring Anthracite League team, AAA's top seed Lehighton blown out by Saucon Valley. The Indians' unbeaten season comes to an end, one game short of states. District 11 battling District 2 in the Quad A sub-regional semifinals with Wyoming Valley West hosting Liberty. We say the names Aaron Austin and Sean Judge a lot, and we're going to again. Austin to Judge, and he's dancing like always, and the Spartans up 7-0. Tied at 7 as Valley West puts Austin in motion. Judge with a direct snap, and number 10 with a familiar home in the end zone. 14-7. Hurricanes with plenty of playmakers of their own. Here it's Darian Street Odelling it, one hand and 14 all. Later, Devin Weidman getting the rock. He scores, and Valley West scores 42 in the first half en route to a 55-35 victory and a berth in the championship game against Parkland on Friday. And we move to scores from other District 2 finals, which weren't so good for the Wyoming Valley Conference. Scranton Prep cruises by Berwick 37-7, the final ending the career of Bulldogs head coach George Curry after over 4 decades and 455 wins. And Dunmore, back-to-back district champions as they win the battle on the ground against Lake Lehman, 28-13, the final in that one. Tonight on Late Edition Sports, hear from Wyoming Valley Conference football All-Stars in advance of the Unico game set for Saturday, plus plays of the week. But next, Gary Perna is in, and we're going to talk about that with the weather coming up.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
On the next Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to talk to Janet. Janet is a CNA who has been in multiple car accidents. Her story and more on Let's Talk Chiropractic only on WYLN TV 35.
We have some technical issues with our weather computer here tonight. Not the best day for Joe Garbacic to be off. However, I'm filling in, and of course it happens for me. But we can tell you the next couple of days are going to be pretty cool outside, so make sure you bundle up when you're heading out. Thanksgiving's not looking too bad. Some great travel weather. We know a lot of people get on the roads Tuesday and Wednesday.
Really good for all those family and friends.
You know, make sure good driving weather, so we have a problem with that. Thanksgiving will be a little cooler. There's a chance for rain on Friday night. Anyone may be traveling home or doing some traveling on Friday, just watch for that. Right now we're watching and see where that goes from there. But
and you're traveling, so
not too far.
No,
couple hours. It's always about 10 degrees warmer, I figure.
So you're looking forward to that?
It'll be nice.
It's actually even like 10 degrees warmer where I live, and it's only a couple miles south of here. So
well, we are
up on top of the mountain. It's okay. But as long as Thanksgiving works out, and if you happen to be leaving tonight for Thanksgiving, I mean, some people have a long drive, and be safe out there, because I know there are going to be some checkpoints, and we'll be talking about that with the police out. So just be careful when you're driving, and maybe even some safety breaks along the way at some of the rest stops around our area. So have a good time and enjoy your holiday. We'll see you tomorrow.